Hi there, welcome back to Ask Allison. Here's today's question. In January of this year, I made my decision to start my private practice this July. Then coronavirus hit. I don't know whether I should stick to my plan or postpone until the fall or winter. The goal of my private practice was to be 100% self-pay and work less. Would it be impossible to get self-pay clients in a few months given the economy? I live in Philly, and I believe there is a really strong market for self-pay therapists. Emotionally, I'm ready to get out of my low-paying group practice job. I just don't want my eagerness for something new to lead me to making rash decisions during this tumultuous time. Any advice on what I should look for in order to make the decision? So first, I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring us. You guys can get 2 months with them for free if you use the promo code ABUNDANT at checkout. So I have some theories. I hope you guys can hear that turkey. I have some theories, but I want to be really clear that I don't have a clearer vision on the future than you do and like what the economy is going to look like. So I do have the experience of having been private pay through the 2008 recession. I have a private pay group practice now, and I've talked with several of our inner circle members who have full private pay practices during this time. So I've been asked a lot by private pay folks if they should get on insurance. I'm not planning to, and here's why. It is true that a larger percentage of people in our cities can't afford private pay right now, but there was already a large percentage of people in our cities who couldn't. So it may be that before this hit, 70% of the population where you live couldn't afford your rate every week, and now it may be 80%. But if I saw the remaining 20%, of people who could afford private pay. I live in a medium-sized city. 20% of our metro population is 85,000 people. Obviously, I'm not trying to see 85,000 people. So maybe the numbers are more like 90% or 95%. That is okay. A private practice can't even handle 1% of the population of a city. So I only need to see 0.00006% of my city's population at any given point in time to have a full caseload. Philly is much bigger than where I live in Asheville, and I agree it has a much stronger private pay bent than a lot of cities do. Your city doesn't have to have a strong private pay bent for you to be successful, but Philly's got a very established an established market for private pay. So I want to say to this person, you should be just fine. Now, there are many people in everybody's city who are financially thriving right now. People whose jobs have continued online and who aren't spending as much money because they're at home. There are industries that have financially benefited from the pandemic, and not in like a bad or lecherous way. They have what people need during this panic. And I don't say panic lightly, like I'm panicked sometimes. So they have what people need during this time. So there are plenty of people who have the financial resources and also happen to have the problems that you treat best. So I want to use some math to support you in doing this. It's why I'm talking about the percentages, because I can pep talk you all day. It's what I was born for. But I wanted to have more meat to it than me just saying like, I believe in you. So knowing that there are people who can and will afford private pay therapy that they truly believe will help them change their lives, there are still several factors I really want you to weigh. First is, what is your current financial situation like? Do you have enough money coming in from a partner or a parent, or have a healthy enough savings that your expenses can be paid for several months? The very last thing I want for you is to be broke and scared right now. So that's an important consideration. I want you to have more money to live on. Like when I say several months, I don't usually recommend people have several months, but I want you to have more money to live on because it's very slow out there for most private practitioners in terms of getting new clients in the door. The phone is still ringing for most of us, but not at the frequency that it was before. And I can't see the future, but I expect that in the near future, our phones are going to be ringing more than they ever have. I feel like most communities, maybe no communities, have exhaled yet. And so we're waiting for that exhale before people are like, okay, now I need to process this. Now I have this space to process this and what it's done with the problem I was already having. Because I think that it's going to be impossible for us to do therapy that doesn't address COVID at all, right? Like the impact that it's had on all of our lives. And yet, that's not the main reason people are going to come into therapy. They're going to come in for all the same reasons they already had before, whether it's a struggling marriage, whether it's an eating disorder, whether it's substance abuse. It just has like COVID on top of it as well. So, lastly, do you know how to market? And a few things have to come together for that tiny percentage of people that you need to call you. So they need to find you, and they need to see from whatever marketing resource they found of yours that you are the therapist who knows the most about what they're going through, especially as a private pay therapist. So you have to be adept at getting your marketing out there in a way that gets seen, and it needs to be very clearly messaged and impactful for your ideal clients. And that's what's going wrong when the phone isn't ringing during non-pandemic times. It's just that your marketing isn't where it needs to be to get that phone ringing. So let's say you have the money you need to live on, you have the confidence that less than 1% of your city can and will afford you, but you feel less confident about your marketing. If you want really personalized help, the Inner Circle is our like highest touch offering at Abundance, and it opens its doors today through Friday, so just like a little over 2 days. You get monthly one-on-ones, you get live group practice support, not group practice like group practice, group private practice school and support. You get a one-on-one with a professional copywriter. Once it's really honed, you get a really thorough review of your website. You get everything in the Abundance Party. You get monthly office hours, and those are for the lifetime of the program. So like if 3 years from now you want to make a change, you can pop into the office hours and have a conversation and get some support. Doors close right before midnight on Friday, and you can check out all the details and sign up at abundanceparty.com/innercircle. If you have questions about that, please DM me. If you have questions for Ask Allison, please DM me. Over at Instagram, I'm abundance_practice_building. Yeah, I hope you guys are feeling confident, like more confident than you've been feeling as we go through this. We are going to get our phones to ring again, I promise you. Part of it is just letting people exhale and making sure your marketing is really, really, really on point. All right, y'all. Have a great day.